All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. All work and no play make Jack a dull boy. What's the matter, Wendy? Don't you like my work? Hello, YouTubers. Welcome to World Cinema Reviews. This is Frank the Band speaking, and we have an awesome treat for you. We got one of, like I promised on the Stanley Kubrick's video, I was going to do another couple of movie reviews from his library, and the two movies I promised was Full Metal Jacket and the one I'm going to talk today, which is The Shining. If you can see from my previous vid, sort of reenacting one of the scenes. And yeah, I don't want to sing anymore. I know, I'm sorry, I've been singing a little bit on these videos, but I just can't help myself. This is a masterpiece. I'm gonna start calling Stanley Kubrick King Midas, because anything he touched turns to gold. And there's just so many things to talk about, Mr. Kubrick here, King Midas, that we just have to, speed up and try to savor it, but at the same time tell you how much I admire his work and how much this movie made an impact on everybody else. This film is regarded as one of the best of all time, starring Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall and Danny Lloyd. I'm sorry. And one of the awesome things is it's the plot, man. You got a Stephen King adaptation, which we're gonna talk about that part, of a great book, The Shining, and follows a couple of Jack and Shelley and their young son moving into this little, this hotel in the middle of nowhere where it's snowing, that it's only available by Snowcat. Basically, you're stranded there for the whole winter. And when you look out the window, all you see is just winter set of snow. And Frank the Vant here, being a guy of warm blood, I do not enjoy so much the snow, but it's rather depressing to me. So I could only imagine how haunting, just the atmosphere of not being able to go out for months and stay cooked in an abandoned hotel, if you could. Just that part alone creeps me out. So the atmosphere of that was really great. The basically Jack, being a recovering alcoholic here, it's trying to, to stay on the wagon, basically, stop, drinking himself to death, and there's a history of abuse, physical abuse on both his wife and son, and that's why this film basically, I think works in so many levels, and it's one of the scariest films of all time, is because I think horror is the most haunting when it follows the story, follows the true story or something that could really happen with the supernatural combined. And we can think of The Exorcist. We can think of other horrifying films. Let me think of the top of my head, which is very probable. I like 28 Days Later as well. Like a global pandemic could be, a virus that could turn people into raving maniacs and start killing everybody. That could possibly be designed as a biological weapon. It's actually feasible. And as well as The Exorcist, You could find somebody that, if you believe in the supernatural, can be demon possessed, and if you don't believe in the supernatural, somebody that could have strong schizophrenic, maniac, maniac delusions that can become violent and hurt people. Is true in both sides, and I think those both are terrific, very scary films. The Shining, with the we are left to combine or compare and contrast the descent into madness of Jack, having nothing to do and being only with himself, how crazy he can get, and the abuse of what's the more scary thing in the hotel? Are the supposed ghosts of previous caretakers, or and people who have been murdered at this place, or is it the fact that there's a guy that can physically abuse people, and possibly could kill them, hurt your child very much? So that's what Shelley Duvall have to endure. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about, right, brief about this, is just that um, I wanted to talk about the controversy. Stephen King never liked this film very much. According to, well, he actually said that the film was fine. In fact, it was an awesome horror film, but he just didn't think it was a good adaptation to his book. And one of the things that he criticized, according to things I read, is that descent into madness. Because you really had to make the Jack character likable, and he didn't think that was settled because Jack Nicholson already looked half crazed, and he wanted to make a shocking thing, cast somebody else, possibly John Boyd or Christopher Reeve, and making a really likable type of guy, and then he slowly deteriorated. In fact, Stephen King, got to make a miniseries later that was, not, in my opinion, not so good, but at least he got his point across. He got some things right. King wanted to make it right, but Kubrick actually made it better, because when I saw what he didn't like and what got changed, it it detracted. Kubrick was just a genius, and he made everything in that film perfect. Let's talk about what I love about this film. This is by far one of the best horror films I've ever seen. It's flawless because it gives you claustrophobia. It gives you fear of the paranormal. The nightmares visuals that are here. The river of blood, the twins, the little kid, with the little fingers, red rum, you know, the all decomposing corpse ghost in the bathtub. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. The final act of the movie basically covers the mother trying to protect the child at all costs. And I read somewhere that it took a record amount of times to shot the stairs, beautifully shot. So that's the cinematography. Remember the hotel itself, so creepy. I think it was filmed in the UK. The actual hotel interior, it was a studio built in England, and the outside, I think it was in not 100%, but I think it was somewhere in the U.S. I think Oregon. I want to say I know 100%, but the way that basically it's the scene where Jag is going crazy, and it's saying, basically just saying, give me the bat," and Shelley Duvall just swinging the bat back and forth, saying, "Please don't hurt me, don't hurt the kid, leave." And he's just delusional, talking crazy stuff. He's not listening to her, and she finally gets enough courage and hits him. You know, um, and then something else happens. I don't want to spoil the whole film to you, but it's just so good. I mean, and the kid's survival and his supernatural instinct, the telekinesis, the telepathy, where he can communicate with his friend that comes in his aid, and unbelievably great. The unexpected happens when his friend comes. So it's the tension that it keeps you. I don't know what it is. It's just that it's the perfect film. I don't know. I mean, we could count them. How many lines from "Here's Johnny," to all the other lines. Oh my God, I already said two or three. This one. You always been the caretaker, sir. You always get those things, and people keep repeating them over and over and over again. The last picture at the very end is extremely creepy. I can say once again, one of the best horror films of all time, made by Mr. Kubrick. Mr. Kubrick, King Midas, I salute you. You guys take care, be blessed, and have fun in the snow.